What is going on, guys? Welcome back to game 5 here of the regular season. Another Mets post-game recap where the Mets lose 6-3 to the Detroit Tigers in extra innings in the first game of their doubleheader. Because yes, we have to endure 2 games of this shit because one was not enough for us apparently. And first pitch is at 4:20, so I'm not even going to take long. I'm going to be completely frank. I'm not even going to watch the entirety of the second game. I'm not moving my schedule around for this crap anymore. I'm not entertaining this garbage right now. I will still do recaps and I'll still talk about it, but if I'm not as dialed in, I'm not as dialed in because I can't take this garbage. I simply cannot take watching this for 162 games. And if they win, great. But I just know they're not going to. They burnt the entire bullpen in this game because Carlos Mendoza has no clue what he's doing. The philosophy in general, with every single thing about the philosophy, has been putrid this year. What is the philosophy? Because the philosophy has looked the same the past, my entire life, actually. I shouldn't even say the past X amount of years. My entire damn life, the philosophy has remained the same in terms of the on the field play, with just and the only difference off the field really is that they spend more money now to lose. They're finding new ways to lose, and I'm telling you right now, this is not just a 5-game problem, which is why I don't want to hear the comments that, oh, it's only 5 games, it's only 5 games. I don't want to hear those comments. This is more than a 5-game issue. This is a issue that has stemmed since 2022 when something smelt funny to me then, and it smells even more funny now. Not that it even smells funny, it looks like shit, and it's expired garbage. That's what this product is that we're watching on the field, and changes have to be made. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but changes have to be made in terms of the core issues, and it's going to happen at this point. If they're going to continue to lose games at will like this, there's not a chicken shit's chance that Jeff McNeil's on this team come the trade deadline. There's not a chance Pete Alonso's on the team come the trade deadline. And honestly, fine. Not that Pete Alonso was really the issue today, but just yet again, no production offensively in the clutch. And the only guys that came through are the same guys that have come through for this team before, and that is Francisco Alvarez and Brett Baty. Brett Baty, who everybody was ready to ship off, had another very solid game. And I know that people want him to pull the ball instead of hitting opposite field like he did. He hit the damn ball and got the biggest RBIs. He had a huge play to keep this game alive in extra innings as well. On the defensive side, after bobbling the ball, he recovered for it and then got the guy at home, which, sure, it was poor base running, but regardless, Brett Baty made a huge play and kept the Mets in the damn game. And didn't matter because Michael Talkin just sucks. I don't want to see him come out of the bullpen unless it's a mop-up role. And not that there was really an option, so I can't even fault Mendoza there, but I could fault him for this decision. I'm trying to understand if somebody could explain to me this, like, if somebody could explain the philosophy here and the decision making here. I'd love to hear the justification, because why is it that Adam Ottavino enters this game in the 8th inning facing Andy Ibanez, Riley Green, and Matt Veering, who were the 3 guys due up? That is, if you're not paying attention at all, that is their 3-hitter who pitched hit, but still their 3-hitter, 4-hitter, 5-hitter. Why is it that Adam Ottavino comes into the game then instead of bringing in Edwin Diaz like this team has done in years past in the 8th inning to face a better part of the lineup, and then go into Ottavino in the 9th? Or even then, if you really are so convinced that Adam Ottavino could pitch in high leverage situations, you go to Jorge Lopez to face the lower part of the lineup in the 9th, and then Adam Ottavino is safe for game 2, and we're talking about a W here. Why is it that, what was that decision making? Somebody explain it to me. Speaking of poor decision making, Brett Baty bunting in extra innings. Why? I do not understand. It was bad enough he did it on the first pitch, they had him do it on the second pitch, and it was a garbage call, the strikeout, but Why is he up there bunting? Carlos Mendoza, what are you fucking doing? You got the guy, one of the few guys that's actually swinging the stick well, and you decide to have him bunt there. Don't understand the logic at all. Francisco Alvarez, I mean, thank God, honestly, you know, a good thing Pete Alonso struck out to end the game, because if Mendoza would have looked even worse if Omar Narvaez got up to the plate there after Zach Short came up to pitch run, even though the Mets, when they did have him pitch run, went down in order either way, because that's what they do. Actually, no, they didn't go down in order. Jeff McNeil got a walk. How silly me for forgetting that. But he would have looked even more dumb going down with Omar Narvaez there up at the plate. Brandon Nimmo cannot hit the damn baseball. He only gets on base from walking. Francisco Lindor has been terrible. The top two is automatic outs. They need to switch the top of the lineup up. I don't care that's 5 games in. I don't care if anybody says it's too soon. Do it. Like, how many games are we supposed to give this crap of the top 3 in the order? Switch something up. I'm tired of it. And Francisco Alvarez is the only other guy that's really hitting well in the clutch here outside of Brett Baty. He went 2 for 5. He had 2 RBIs. Granted, there was a situation late in the game where there was guys on base and you would have loved for him to get a hit. I'm not going to be mad at him, though. Simply not going to be mad at him for hitting in that double play, because he's been the only guy that has been consistent all year long. That's really it. Speaking of poor philosophy, how about the fact that, what was it? Brandon Nimmo led the game off with a walk there, and then Francisco Lindor first pitch swinging. The guy never first pitch swings there and pops out. Just there's no thinking in this ball team. In the ball club, there's no thinking with this team at all. And I don't know what there is to say other than this is just a disaster. You're facing a guy. They faced a pitcher who has not thrown a baseball in 2 years, and he looked like Roger fucking Clemens out there with how bad this Mets offense was. Which, you know what? They actually did get the Casey Mize a bit, but I mean, this bullpen, the Tigers' bullpen is good. I won't deny it, but they should have been lighting Casey Mize's tits up there. But they didn't capitalize on it because this team has zero killer instinct. 2 for 17 with runners in scoring position, leaving 14 runners on base total. You are a joke of a baseball team. And then the pitching, like I said, Drew Smith questioning why he's getting pulled out of the game. I don't know. You're sticking up the damn place. Jake Diekman throwing wild pitches. Alvarez, love the guy, like I said, but the pass ball cannot happen. But again, bad enough there was a pass ball. Jake Diekman cannot throw a wild pitch there to let a run score. And then Adam Ottavino hanging his damn fucking sweeper over the plate. I hate that I have to be reacting like this and yelling and ranting 5 games in, but I seriously can't take it. And there's so much to justify me getting pissed off and yelling right now, because this is a problem for years. This has been a problem for years. This is not a 5-game problem. If there was reason to believe down the stretch last year, and if the Mets actually won a damn playoff series in 2022, I'd get if people hit me with the overreaction shit. I'd get that I'm overreacting. I'd get it. But nobody could justify that to me right now, because this has just been a problem for years. And I don't envision it ending until guys start to get moved and guys start to get the axe. And even then, I don't know if Carlos Mendoza knows what he's doing. I don't know. And I wanted to give the guy a chance. I never loved the hire, but it would be unfair to not give the guy a chance. And I'm still going to give him the chance, because it is 5 games in at the end of the day. But there is definitely questions to be asked right now, 5 games in, if he's ready to be a big league manager. It's fair to question right now if he knows what's going on in that dugout. And for a team that already has a lack of leadership, the fact that they have a manager that doesn't have leadership either, or that seems like doesn't have leadership qualities either, and no fire, I don't know if he knows what he's doing. I don't know if the team even believes in him. I don't know, but that's behind closed door stuff. And they wasted what was a very solid Adrian Hauser start. Not anything special that jumps off the charts, but granted, he didn't have the best stuff, but He gave still this team 5 innings, allowing 1 run. Everything that we built up and asked for going into the year from Adrian Hauser, this is the type of start we asked for from him. And even that, I would have been okay if he gave up a few more runs on paper in terms of, what we were expecting going into the year. We asked for just 5 innings of like 2-3 run ball, at most 4. He gave 1 run up. And this offense has nothing to show for it. Mets, the game 2 lineup. Keeping the top 3. Brett Beatty's hitting cleanup now. Now they got Marte hitting 5th, Taylor 6th, Narvaez 7th, Bader 8th, Wendell 9th. I'm not watching this crap. I'll do a post game later, but I'm not going to be dialed in on this. Because what's the point? Luca, there's no such thing, sadly, it feels like, of the Mets getting better, and I appreciate that a lot, but I genuinely don't know how I'm going to endure this forget just this year, for years to come, because it's just like, this is where I'm going to overreact a bit, and this is where I'm going to, and I won't lie, this could be overreaction, but this is where I'm going to go overboard. It's just like, I cannot take the fact that I have to hang my hat on 2015 over and over again with this team. And things look so promising in 2019 with this group. They were young, fun, exciting, and I thought, all right, at some point, this will be the group. Now I have to watch another, what feels like another downfall here, and what might be another rebuild. So this is what it's like, Buffalo Sabres fans, is it? Although they're begging for scraps, they're begging for playoff appearances. At least I've witnessed that. But I'm starting to beg for scraps. Because I've watched one postseason win in the past 9 years with this team, and it's gonna be 10. It's gonna be 10 by the end of this, and although I guess it's technically 8, going to be 9, regardless. So, I don't know what more there is to say other than what's already been said. This group does not have the stones. It's very apparent. And it's getting close to be time. It's getting close to be time. And again, it is 5 games. On the surface, things could change, and I could be feeling differently by the end of the month. But I'll tell you right now, I don't expect it. 2, if it doesn't, the conversation needs to be had about a lot of guys on this team. And we've already had enough about guys like McNeil and all these other guys, but it's going to be time for not just us fans, but management to figure out if it's time to just throw in the towel, and it's time to just move on from Pete at the deadline. They're going to have a tough decision to make, but by the end of the month, if this keeps up, they're going to have to at least start asking internally if that's something they're going to have to do. So, and it's probably going to be an uncomfortable conversation to have about a lot of guys. The guy that we're waiting for is probably going to fetch them a haul come the deadline. And again, maybe JD Martinez is the missing piece. Maybe. Maybe he's the unsung hero. But if Brandon Nimmo and Francisco Lindor don't get their heads out of their ass, what's the point? If McNeil continues to just play poor baseball like this, what's the point? If DJ Stewart stays employed by this baseball team, what's the point? Which I don't think he will be, but still. Which I cannot understand why Mark Vientos is not here over Zach Short either. This team has no quality depth off the bench to use for pinch hit situations. Harrison Bader pinched hit in this game for DJ Stewart. That's how bad we're talking about this team, that they're using Harrison Bader in pinch hit situations. Oh my God. I'm sorry, but this is a lock to be a sweep here for the Tigers. The Mets have no ammo in the bullpen. They're rolling out a garbage lineup with no Francisco Alvarez, who's the only one that seems to give a damn outside of Brett Beatty, too. Those two are going to be hitting high in the order by the end of the year, though. I can tell you that right now. I'm done with this conversation. I'm done with this rant, even though I feel like I could go on for hours, but I'm going to have to do a podcast at some point because there is not enough time for me in this post game to go and dissect this entire garbage that is worthy of. I could seriously sit down and have a 24-hour conversation about this mess and still probably end the stream with more thoughts. But I am going to end it here. And all I could say is please somehow shut me up and win game 2 of this doubleheader. If not, I will not be surprised. My expectations are at rock bottom. That's all I know. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Tell me if I'm overreacting. Tell me if I'm in line, out of line. Give me all your thoughts. All I know is that I want to vomit. I'm pissed off. And that's going to be it for me. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.